Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 494.2. Twitter rugged us on that .0 part. We are coming to you live from somewhere nowhere, New York, and as you can see, we have gone back to normal of wearing a hat. If you are joining us in video, I just want to do a quick shout out. Thank you to everyone on every channel, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Unlonely, Rumble, Kick, and everything in between. Twitch, Discord, and Telegram. Man, it is fun. It has been a fun day. There's been a lot of shit trades. Had some amazing work. It was a good work day as well. A lot of conversations around Layer Zero. One of the really cool things that we got from Layer Zero is they are going to be launching their OTF on Solana early Q1. Alpha, you heard from me? I don't know. What that means is, so their Layer Zero allows for cross-chain, not necessarily communication, but open mint burn protocol. So as one token is moved from chain to chain, it is burned on one chain and minted on a new chain. So that transference always happens, which is really cool, rather than being stored in one location, aka a bridge. And so Layer Zero, originally our protocol Sweeperfy was going to be using Neon, which pretty much implements EVM, Ethereum, in Solana. And so it has like a EVM for Sol account service. So it creates an Ethereum token that is sort of held as an account within Solana. So it's an interesting aspect. But when you're moving money markets and you're trying to recreate balancer and balancer pools, it makes it very cumbersome. So it's really cool news that Layer Zero is launching, officially going to be launching on Solana early Q1. And what was really interesting, last week you had a call with Tron. Now, Tron, give whatever people think about it, or think about Justin Sun. It is no deniability on how much stable moves, stable dollars move on Tron around the world. USDT is a huge mover. And, when we are trying to, technically you could say we're in competition with MakerDAO and DAI and their SDAI. But in reality, banks can be of all shapes and sizes and trying to serve the community in a way that other people are not. And so as we work to sort of bank the bankless and provide savings accounts on chain, that isn't a collateralized loan, but that standard money market that we have in traditional finance, being able to communicate cross-chain is an amazing piece. And so real quick, just shout out to Spill, I see you, GM. Thank you for joining. I see you on video. But it is a really interesting fact that there's so much cool stuff coming. And so we're doing real world asset purchasing through like Maple Finance, buying those tokenized T-bills and stuff like that. And right now it's unfortunate the US is really setting itself behind. The US doesn't allow any US company to tokenize RWAs, real world assets, and sell them on blockchain. But the US does allow other country parties, KYBs, know your business, to do that. And so there's the whole proof of asset protocol piece stuff tied to that. And so it's just really interesting that the US is taking this stance on that so hard that they're like, no one in the US can do this, but we're going to let other people outside the world, outside of the United States, offer these things. And I think I repeated this like twice, but it was really hilarious. I was sort of turned on to this tweet that was talking about how the SEC only processes, I think it was like 1,000 applications or 100 applications a year and stuff like that. And there's over 8,000 some odd tokens out there that the SEC would then have to file complaints on of not being a security. And so it was almost like the SEC is under a DDoS attack. And so I think that's sort of hilarious. I'm a nerd, so that stuff sticks into my brain. But what's really cool is there's a whole lot of movement on the ETF application pieces. The market has taken notice of that, and the market is responding. People thought that there would be that Christmas drawback. There's the normal pumps of Christmas, people having extra money, airdrop season galore. And what's really cool is if you look on chain, a lot of people are actually holding on to those airdrops or providing back into liquidity with part of those airdrops. So I'm doing that a little bit. And so I'm taking, let's say I got $100. I'm taking $20 off the table. Woohoo! Magic internet money. I'm taking that $80. I'm splitting it in half into one of the largest or most rewarding LP pools. So if that's USDC, or if it's Sol, or if it's ETH or Polygon, anything like that, I split it in half and I've set those tokens in there. So it's mad money. I get it or I lose it, and as it trades back and forth, I'm getting a small percentage of that fee. A really cool project that I love that supports the EVM chains is Beefy. Beefy works to aggregate yield, so you don't have to go back in and compound those yields where you got to go harvest your rewards and then like either take profit or stake them back into the pool to compound your earnings. It automatically does that for you. And so on Solana, one of the really cool protocols that does that for you is Hawksite. Hawksite does that yield aggregation where it takes the bonus tokens that, like let's say Pith and BSOL. So you would be getting Pith tokens, maybe some Radium, maybe some Orca, depending on which DEX you're on. And then you'd get some Blaze token as well, because Soul Blaze is working to give out as much Blaze as possible because they're wanting to distribute their governance token like crazy. And so it takes those three rewards, sells them off, and restakes them into the pool. So it sort of compounds my yield, giving me that weird, crazy, 500% 24-hour APR type of thing. So I take $20 and I put it in the pool, and I'm making, if rates stay the same for a month, I'm making $40 on top of my 20. So that's from high frequency volume trading, which is paramount right now on Solana. Everyone is loving it. Everyone is getting into it. I've seen a couple people get wrecked today. And I've also seen some people get wrecked, but then make it all back, which is really cool. And it's one of those things where so many people look at us and they just think we're all gamblers. Sure. You know what? I gamble every time I walk into the street, every time I cross the street, every time I get on the subway, every time I eat food from the meat street cart, I'm gambling. Different ways, but it's one of those things where, I take $2 and I go see if I can make $10. And then from that $10, I'll take $2 and spread it around in 4 different places. And I'll take $2 off the table and try to make that $10 again. And slowly but surely, I try to do that and move that around. Obviously, some people do it with more than $2. Maybe I do it with more than $2 or less. But it's one of those things to where if you make a plan, you stick to it. We're going to do that. One of the things that we did 2 days ago is we started our journey within one protocol called Titan X. Titan X is a interesting protocol on Ethereum that we've been into. We have taken profits and made money, which is pretty cool. But what we're going to try to do, hopefully, if the math stays current, it will only take us 5 months, but the math will obviously have to change to keep the same ROI. A journey of $500 to $100,000. So That is if the protocol doesn't fall apart, if it doesn't, something bad doesn't happen. We've already taken profit and our initial investment off the table. So it's mad internet money. And so this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to turn and stick with a game plan to see if we can do that. And we're going to showcase that, because everyone's like, oh, I heard about this dude. Well, now you have a dude who's actually trying it. Sort of like that journey of a paperclip to a house. I wonder if I could do that with an NFT. I wonder what the worst NFT is. Huh. Let's see. Pixelated sperm? Nah, that might pump still. This user listens to Taylor Swift? That was airdropped, and it's sort of true. I don't know. Maybe I will find an NFT and I will try the journey of something to, I don't know. What would be a house? Obviously, most people would probably say, like a Basie or a CryptoPunk. I really wish I could get Rock number 24 back. It was sad to lose that, but no, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe we might try that as a weird mission too. But like I said, this is going to be a quick, fun episode tonight, as literally just trying to find where I put that checklist. Awesome. Found it. That was so hard of a look. It was literally one of the major Excel spreadsheets on my desktop. And my desktop doesn't look as bad as it has lately. So I'm sort of happy with that. But what we're going to figure out is episode 500. Episode 500 is on board for January 1st. That was one of those things where you cannot plan it, So the fact that episode 500 lands on January 1st, I take that as a good sign, a new foot. And I do have to admit that goal number 1 of last year's New Year's resolutions, I failed. I failed miserably at it. And that goal was the death and destruction of Discord. I found the way to create the death and destruction of Discord. ChatGPT version 1, remember that, gave that answer to me, and that was to create a server bot that would figure out pi to the 30th quintillionth or something like that. And the response back from ChatGPT was that would come out with more digits than there were atoms in the universe, and that would destroy Discord. But it said it could not write that program for me because it would cause harm, and that if I attempted to run that on the server, it would cause it to malfunction. So it would not do that for me, which sucks. But maybe, I would say maybe next year, but I've actually started to get a lot more into Discord, which sucks because I had 200 groups, servers. I was maxed out last year. I'm down to like 150, which is cool. But it is a little bit harder. As a lot of projects that I've been really working on really hard with and doing some really cool stuff with are heavy on Discord. And I don't know, having that like manager general role in Discord is sort of cool. Don't always wear the crown, and that's okay. I don't want that responsibility, but having experience to help manage communities and just keep conversation going sometimes has been a really cool thing. So I will be honest though, goal number 1, I think for 2024 is in 2024 to become 100% debt free. Student debt, loans, bills and stuff like that, and not only be debt free, but have enough in savings to be happy with. And I'm on several different paths, not just putting all my eggs in one basket. They're actually going to get there. I actually know I will be debt free, and don't mind you. I do have some debt. I have debt. I'm sorry. I have spent a lot of my crypto paying off bills and paying for my way of life. So I would actually be off really good right now if I hadn't sold tokens that I had, like how much bonk I had, that, at $2. And now that $2 is like $400. And so I had a lot of $2 of bonk and different things. But that is, some people are sad for me. I'm really sad at times, but not sad. Let me correct you. I am doing exactly what crypto is made for, transference of currency. I'm spending a little bit, that token is gaining popularity and use, going up in price, and I am then selling it for profit to pay for bills. So I think that's sort of a cool thing. I literally just bought Christmas lunch yesterday with ETH. Tappity tap tap tap. I like my Coinbase card. So yeah, I think that's something that's really cool. And yes, a lot of people buy and hold, but if everyone was holding, then there wouldn't be any transference of value. There wouldn't be any, market for something, and it would freeze. And if that happened, but what's really cool is we're in a market that's constantly moving. Money is transferring around. And as what everyone seems to be scared of is CeFi or traditional finance coming into blockchain. Yes, they are doing some dastardly shit. Excuse my language, but it is true. But at the same time, it is something that is needed. Why is it needed? Because I'm sorry, guys, Bonk and Doge and Franc and Ass token. I don't know why Ass is ripping right now. But that can only get us so far. The markets, the money that moves markets, that buys up real estate, that buys businesses, that pays businesses payroll, and not your local mom and dad shop or your local pot shop that is paying its employees in crypto, which is really cool, but entire institutions. Well, now, what if all of Walmart's staff was on blockchain? They got their direct deposit in crypto. Ethereum couldn't handle that shit. Excuse my language again. But what blockchains could? We're seeing Walmart do stuff on Polygon. We're seeing them doing asset management for some of their grain to table that they've been doing for a while. We're seeing EY use Polygon POS for some of their asset management. So every Peroni beer, if you go scan the barcode, will take you to the NFT of Peroni beer. And they've been doing that since they were at 100% on chain by May of 2021. So before it was cool. Why? Because they thought that gave them such better asset management. So blockchain doesn't have to just be about crypto. It's code, data. Data is ones and zeros, and ones and zeros can be interpreted as anything. Your age, your location, whether or not you have diabetes. And what's really great about it is the level of security of encryption on it. Now everyone talks about encryption on the aspect of HIPAA, and what's really crazy, the funniest thing about HIPAA, and please know that I had to practice HIPAA as I was in the medical field off and on. And when I say medical field, social services, I would like to clarify, I only played a doctor once for Halloween. And but social services, I've worked both in the court system as a CASA, court appointed special associate for kids going through juvenile court. And then also I worked as a social worker with IDD adults, finding abused individuals and taking them out of abusive homes and getting them into, or out of facilities or off the street, and getting them into host homes or with family caregivers that were good for them. And so I had to deal with HIPAA and document control, public health information all the time. So yes, there was stringent controls on it. The number one way to prove that you are HIPAA compliant, the only way to prove you are HIPAA compliant, is that you have taken the 1-hour certification course. Yeah, a 1-hour certification course that teaches you that 4 slides of that is of pictures of documents over the street. It is a 20 slide training. You're supposed, as a HIPAA trainer, you are supposed to spend 3 minutes per slide. And then it is depending on the level of your company, it's or what classification of HIPAA, it's anywhere from an 8 to 24 question test, multiple choice. I think if I remember right, A was the right answer on all of them. I might be wrong on that. I'm probably wrong. That is a very large overgeneralization, but it's one of those things where the answer is like HIPAA, CIA, Squirrel, Dr. Evil. So yeah. And I think really what it is it's just about being aware. That's the number one thing I think that HIPAA tries to be aware, is being aware of the information that you have and protecting other people's information. And so the normal ways that you might act that might make you be unaware that you might be putting someone's information at risk, really it's just about making you aware or hyper aware of it. So the largest aspect of it, was management of information. Now we have turned to an almost digital society. So the level of encryption that SHA-256 brings, or that any other EVM styled encryption brings, is so much better than a cardboard box that says do not read, keep for 7 years, and has like Iron Mountain on its side, because you are in charge of taking it in a large truck to Iron Mountain. Iron Mountain will then go hopefully store it safely for 7 years, and then you can tell them which box number to destroy. That is one of the other things that you have to do with HIPAA, is you have to document what box you sent to Iron Mountain and when, so that properly it can be rotated out. And I don't know what Iron Mountain does with it. Maybe they burn it. I don't know. It would be cool to know if they recycled it, because that's a lot of paper. But I don't think they do. But in other ways, what's really cool is that there is a lot of cool changes coming. So some of the people that are just getting into blockchain now, you're still early by like 10 years. If on average technology takes about 25 years for mass adoption to take effect, we're already 15 years into it. Your grandma already knows what a NFT is. And I said that really honky because I just saw this on some little cartoon meme. Huge shout out to Memsy for making that, which made me laugh my butt off. But at the same time, it was pretty cool. Yeah. And then I actually saw something really cool. Some daughter, she got a $3,000 loan from her dad for something. She borrowed $3,000. And then for Christmas, she gave him $32,000 worth of Bitcoin and an OMB. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then had it all on a ledger for him, and got to teach him about that. And I don't know how long, but it seemed like it was only a few months that she had that loan. So it sounds like she won. Go her. But what's really cool, crypto gives everyone a chance to do it. What you know, in a shameless plug, SweeperFi is attempting to bring mainstream banking to anyone, which is really cool. You know, banking the bankless. We are seeing a lot of cool stuff, like I've said, in the market. There's going to probably be a sell-off in the next 3 to 4 days. We're going to probably see Bitcoin drop down to about 41,000. Solana might go back and touch 100. You know, it's at last I saw it was at around 111. I know it had gone as high as 120 or 127, I think. But I see Bitcoin hitting that 41. I think Solana is going to dip below 100 because what everyone's going to realize, oh my God, I just made so much money. But unfortunately, people forget that it's unrealized gains. So they're going to sell it and they're going to buy it right back, you know, which is sort of hilarious. It's wash trading. But right now, it's not banned. There's not clear. Let me rephrase that. Wash trading is banned. It is not considered wash trading in crypto yet. So somewhat like the practice of type of thing, I guess, where you buy an asset, sell an asset and buy it back. So you can realize the loss. So if I buy it at $110 and then I sell it at $100, but then buy it right back at $100, I have a loss of $10, even though I still have the same amount. So we're going to see a lot of that happening. And so this is normal. It is the end of year as everyone gets ready for taxes. And then we will see a continued ramp up around the second week between the 7th and 11th of January. Like clockwork, we will see a run up until the middle of July. I predict April 17th will be a high point. Why do I predict this? Because April 17th to April 21st has been the high point for the last 3 years, roughly. And then we have a slight sell-off, and then we have another run. And I think that that's what's going to happen too, because we have the halvening coming up. So that is going to be really interesting. That's going to be really fun to see. This is going to be a lot of people's first time. It's going to be awesome. I think this is my third. This is my third. 2024, 2020, 2016. I think I got in right after 24, 20, 16, 12. So this is officially my third. I got in right after fourth. So yeah, 12 years. Wow. Time has flied. When Bitcoin was in the $10 range, and I still could get it for free to where we are today. Interesting. But what you all came in for, what I had this space for, episode 500. We're having this January. So I'm taking, because Ryan Selkis is unavailable, I'm going to be having Roman from Savvy DeFi joining us. And why? Because I really like Roman. I shot for the stars, and I'm taking the moon. Roman is an amazing individual. He's doing some cool stuff. So far, Sirisu from Blackhand, Michael from Wallet Guard, Aziz from Stella Swap, Andy from SweeperFi, Hunter from Tron and Tron Network, Roman from Savvy DeFi, and I have to bug the heck out of Secret for... Oh, we got a request. Secret for joining us from Liberty Square. I still have a couple other Wolf Capital, Jordan Norwood, to join us. But yeah, that is sort of where we are at. GM Chris on Twitter stage. How are you? I don't know if you have. Oh, did I? You should be able to speak now. Chris, coming in hot. Says you're a speaker. Okay, I saw what you did. You dropped down, and you should be good. GM, Chris.
Hi, sorry about that. I'm a little bit shook up. I just got out of a pool with a dead body, so not just hours ago, but
all right.
Dramatic.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've never been to a dead body, so there you go.
Hey, there is a first time for everything. Yeah.
How's last time for him? So.
Yeah. What else have you been up to?
That's about it. Back home now, chilling. How about yourself?
Chilling. You know, getting ready for episode 500, and yeah, I don't know. This is sort of your daily bite of Degen. What do you do in blockchain?
Oh, is this? I mean, hold on. You don't follow me. Sorry. I thought you were somebody else. Never mind.
Yep. No.
No, you're good. I appreciate you.
Hey, you have a great day, Chris. And that's yeah. You know, that happens. You know, but what's really cool is we all, you know, real life events. We all get to learn the people behind the PFP, and that might happen sometimes. But I hope Chris has a better day. You know, yeah. So as we wrap this up, I want to thank everyone for joining us for TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode 494.2. We will see you on the flip side. And as we leave, I just want to do a quick shout out as I see an amazing person that joined the space, unfortunately, as we were ending, Mr. David Rankin. I see you there, sir. But we will be back tomorrow, and get ready for January 1st. January 1st, I think 3 p.m. I think that's when I'm going to do it. 3 to 5 p.m. We are going to be doing episode number 500. And that is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever you got going on the 1st, if you are up late, I am going to be trying to be in Times Square. That is my goal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm going to try to be in Times Square. And, you know, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your night. And as always, closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows what you have going on, no one can answer that call. So ask. That is the easiest thing you can do. And, you know, if you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning no one will take what you're just feeding to them sometimes. And no matter how many times you press that on them, you know, what's that saying? You know, you can drag a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But also, if opportunity comes to knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. So be prepared. You never know. Huge shout out and love to everyone. Hope you had a great Christmas. I got some amazing taco socks. My dad sent me a coffee mug that is just covered in crypto coins. So I thought that was really cool. Huge love and shout out to Liam. And we will see you all tomorrow. And we end, as always, with the best, worst knock-knock joke on the face of the planet. Thank you, everyone, for joining us across all the different streams. But knock, knock. Who's there?